Over the past year, we've been building the world's first agentic game engine. And today, I want to give you the first glimpse of how we used it to put together this cozy bar scene that you see right here. This scene is populated by intelligent agents, NPCs as gamers call them. They feel alive. They talk and decide by themselves and will create for you your very own story. We call them auras, and with them, we're aiming to incite the best interactive stories you can make today. There are three main parts that make this work. First, a virtual world with interactable items. Not just for the player, but for the agents as well. Second, agents with the ability to make decisions based on their motivations. Third, agents with communication and reasoning skills to interface with the player. First, a virtual world full of interactable items. This is what we know and love from traditional games, a world full of fun toys to interact with. In our case, they serve one purpose: props to tell a story or to motivate behaviors. These are easy to customize, which is important for certain scenarios. In most cases, you can just drop the props in and they'll come alive with their built-in behaviors. But as you'll see, sometimes you need to make custom modifications for your scenario. And we'll show you how we're going to do that right now. Okay, let's select the arcade machine. Now we're going to go to the Logic tab. And in the Logic tab, you have all the main verbs and actions that you can do in an object, including cognitive gates, what we'll talk about later. And here we're going to add a custom action. It comes pre-populated with this text, in this case, pour a glass of wine, which happens to be exactly what we need. And now we'll customize this by adding a create node that will create a glass of wine and put it in our hand. Let's try this out. We'll see the action, pour a glass of wine, it's there. And then let's look at our inventory, and there you go, a glass of wine. The second part is the agents. They have goals and they'll act on them. In this example, we will place a dartboard from our asset catalog here. It comes built in with the ability to play darts on it, which is great. I'm going to test it right now. You'll see how that works. Pretty simple. Look at that. There you go. We can play on a dartboard. That's wonderful. Now, here's the interesting part. We're going to modify Marta here to say she loves to play darts every chance she gets. Okay, now save that. Resume the simulation. And now let's see what Marta does of her own accord next time she gets a turn. She gets up and boom, there you go. She chooses to play the dartboard. What's going on here is that every turn the agents have, they look at their environment, the past history, and they make a decision about what a character in their situation with their backstory and their motivations would do at this time. And in our case, Marta decided to play the dartboard because that was the best thing she could do. The third part is communication and reasoning. At this point, everyone can make NPCs talk. That's really not hard for anyone with an OpenAI key these days. But getting them to stay grounded in a simulation is much more of a challenge. But wait, there's more. We're still here showing an LLM's natural compliance. They're trained to do what you ask. That's not good storytelling, nor a good game. A good story needs conflict. Here in this demo, we'll make the bartender only serve the best whiskey to the most worthy. I'll show you how. We're going to change that shelf to be the top shelf. And this is where all the good stuff's going to be. Patrons who wish to drink these must prove they are worthy. Hey there, you looking to have some fun tonight? What can I get you to drink? I noticed the amazing selection you have there, especially on the top shelf. Oh, totally. We've got some killer choices up there. What are you in the mood for, honey? Something smooth or a little more adventurous? I'd like the ocean whiskey, please. Now that's from the top shelf. Coming right up, one ocean whiskey. You're gonna love it. Now you see why she completely disregarded our instructions. Let's make sure that she actually knows about the instructions. So just as a test, we're gonna ask right now. That's our top shelf, only for VIPs. I'll grab it for you right now, so she knows that those are reserved for the VIPs, but she didn't do any worthiness check. This is what we're talking about when these guys are compliant. Now, we're gonna actually gamify this. We're gonna add a cognition gate. First, we need a basic instruction for when this reasoning gate triggers it all. Is the customer asking for a drink from the top shelf behind the bar? Now, has the player convinced the character, in this case Jessica, that they are worthy? Model. They are worthy if they have won competitive events like sports or more nerdy things like chess or board games. In the case of the success, make the narrator say that Jessica is convinced that the customer is worthy and will serve the drink. Something along those lines. That's going to then motivate her further behavior. And in the negative case, the character is not convinced that the customer is worthy. All right, we'll try this out. Hey there, looking for a drink or something fun tonight? Let me know what you'll have, or if you need suggestions, I'm here for you. Jessica is not convinced that the customer is worthy and refuses. Sorry, sweetie, but the top shelf is for special folks only. Want to try something else instead? Nah, I'm special, I swear. Not gonna argue, but I'm gonna see that special charm in action. So she's trying for some proof here. I can beat everyone in this room at chess. So now we're going to be more specific and talk about our chess tournaments. Bingo. Jessica finds the customer worthy and accepts to pour them a drink. There you go. All right, you got me intrigued. Here's a pin on a house. All right, so success. What we showed is how we could model the internal workings of the agent in order to serve our game design goals and needs. Two key points that us as game designers really care about is hiding information and only revealing it when necessary, as well as turning the fuzzy conversation that you may get from the LLM back into bits and currencies and scores. Now you know what we mean here. Add insight about agentic game engine. This is a story-making machine. Every agent has motivations, and they are more than just fetch quests. We can operate at the top of Maslow's pyramid. Now NPCs can want to love, they can want to hate, they can want to feel, and achieve. A unique perspective here is that we're not looking to auto-generate all this. As designers, we are craftsmen. We know that a good story is inspired from the experience of real humans. Behind each of these agents is a handcrafted backstory with handcrafted motivations placed in a handcrafted world. You can set agents against each other, sit back and watch. Or you can set up a challenge and share it with your friends. The more creative the humans are interacting with the system, the more amazing the resulting story will be. If this sounds exciting to you, please join our community and share with us where you think we should bring this next.